Alright, we are good to go. Welcome to a new playthrough of Rogue Trader. Yeah, that's what's this. Welcome, Zania. Oh, I need to turn my phone down. And yes, I did just become a Twitch affiliate. Right, literally, as of today. We're gonna play on Unfair. Good thing it is not my first time. Custom characters, obviously. Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna be a back boy. That is pale. Thank you. I was quite happy about it myself. I thought it'd be like another day or so. Yeah, nice scar on the face. Tattoos, I don't need. Augments. Can't really see it.
Excellence matters.
This could be.
I don't need luck.
I am but a vessel for the higher purpose.
Thank you. How do you pronounce that? Is it just Sonic? Sonic Inaki? No? Sorry, I have no idea how you pronounce that. Shooting, maybe not. And thank you, Xenia. Numbers. There's some slight issues. New update came out, and not telling you how these things work. Fair enough. We're gonna go forge for purpose. Alright, maybe not. Usher Military Commander. Almost DOS. Yeah, I don't feel like shooting my own teammates in the back. Sort of no. For him, Unshakable Faith, no. Impact, no, I don't need that. No, well that was not too bad. I don't like fighting. So I thought too. Yeah, we're gonna do Arbiter. More scores. We had to follow the Lexington Parallel. Learn to use like hammer. Okay. Numbers orders to push the Lexington Parallel. Your squad was in charge of collecting the sacred device from the templars and suppress the images shown. The commands below with unshakable confidence own your years of service, making allies and offenders alike fly. That's not good. Surely up, but that is up BTs. separates the law from the lawless, and the truth of the detailable lie. Before your ascension, you were part of a squad tasked with keeping crowds from riding, dangerous skill and skipping. As long as you have your shield, you're prepared to face any threat and push it back. Not too bad. But I think that one's better. I increased my Law Imperium, I think. And we'll go Law. I don't need that. Okay, so no new buffs or... Okay, interesting. Officer, I think. Do go with class. Focus on ballistics, fellowship, bad, and we'll go agility, toughness. Light of the Void, Patience Warfare. First Forge. I don't like that name. No. No. Arcane Lucidius. Why not? And after the best part. Running any goddamn that you want. Shown on Steel Linear. Capitalizing. But that name can be as long as you damn well please. Fantastic.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
The man who has approached you is gazing down into the depths of the vast temple on one of the lower decks. Truly an awe-inspiring sight, of course.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with a chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
The man nods in satisfaction, as if your words have confirmed some thought he had. He sighs and turns to you.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Voight here bows his head and focuses his attention on you. Marshal Commandant Didier von Abelgard? I have no idea how you pronounce that.
My regards, Marshal. The Adeptus Arbites are famous for their unbending will and keen instinct for uncovering hidden webs of conspiracy and scheming. This is admittedly a priceless skill for someone destined for a path as special as yours.
Voidvis smiles faintly, but you are not sure it is directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You have a curious title, Master of Whippers. What are your
To
responsibilities?
put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Tell me about the one whose ship I have found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have you brought me here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the Rogue Trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
You say I am one of the Rogue Trader's heirs. So there is another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Lord Captain, a strange title for the Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
I assume you have some goal in mind when you decide to seek me out. Let's address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Why not?
The Divine watches over us.
Take a point game. Yeah, I don't need to read that. Read on the screen. The sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reference. Duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. Oh well. Lay people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disrupts the machine's spirits. They namely must refrain from any profane act. No. Comprehensive information is displayed on a large screen above the conjugators. You can make out references to unfamiliar systems and weld among the numbers and logistics of symbols. Something to do with navigation. A massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value aboard a board ship. Alright, here's to you. A candlelit altar with a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex Imperialis, the Codex of the Sacred Laws of the Imperials. I will laugh if there's more.
Know your
Let's go.
duty.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Yep. That is so little damage, my dude. You're so dead. That worked. Oh, great. Did something. Double F6, 5 seconds death sentence. But not enemy. Each attack increases the enemy's chance to be quickly hit. Nice. And count this by 14. Alright. Can't increase them. Okay. You, serve. Really? That's all you did?
Actions will speak louder than words.
Come on. Don't do that to me. You fire your gun, please. Much better. He's got like 3 health. Shoot them.
To the heretics.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the Rogue Trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Without taking his eyes off the bodies on the floor, Voight removes the Vault Caster from his belt and speaks a few quick orders into the device. Then he turns to you. Sprout, no one is allowed to enter the premise. Station.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
The lines of Voigt's forehead soften, and his voice regains its usual courtesy. The Master of Wisdom gives you a court bow. The wires over his head are still smoldering. It was seen the cause of the malfunction was the short circuit of the motive force.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Tarantula sentry gun, constructed with the blessing of Deus Mechanicus, using a standard temple construct in the manufactoriums of Gamma. Lemon Rust battle tank, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor, the first to breach the capital's walls during the pacifications of Vortex Tron. However, that's now. A violet alloy, which upon close examination turns out to be a handcrafted object. Symbols crafted with a primitive tool are visible on the surface. A black shard resembling obsidian. If you look closely, you can discern a strange, barely perceptible glow inside the artifact. That cannot be good. A massive golden amalgam interspersed with sparkling particles. What that means. The stone on the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue, as if someone has captured a piece of turbulent sea within the rock. Solid. How? A strange object that resembles seed coral. The porous surface is pitted and sign that has been underwater. A grey-green crystal with white veins. A lone hum can be heard coming from the artifact. Nothing over here. I'll see you raise your head again. I'll hand you over to the tech priest for the certification. Alright. The exhibit is unfinished. Another symbol of House von Valencia's valor will be displayed here at some point. Okay. Same thing. The Grand Voidship Temple occupies the entire space below the officer's deck, and it's lit by countless candles and lumens. The scale is just massive. You have a name. So from now on, any tinkering with the vacuum lost is to be carried out only in the presence of our esteemed tech priests. Servants. The lifts carry people around the decks, move with a loud grinding noise. So there. Oh, there we are.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Says the man dressed in particular garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which is covered by side skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
A tall, grey-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Your first impressions of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment, light skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerking movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valencia's features appear as if they were carved from marble, internal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men, One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive.
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
The spirits could well be the natives' names for dangerous animals, aliens, sorry. Possibly. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several seconds to do so, but it will give us the answer. Possible. My experience tells me that when the wealth is involved, someone is trying to appropriate. This looks like the actions of a criminal syndicate stealing extractors on the cover of barbaric rice. Possibly. Although that one seems more unlikely. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I will not put my interests first, no matter what means I would have to use. No. Ion 6 must be purged with the Golden Imperium. I shall... Nah, we're not doing that. What resources that we need? Let me go with Xenos.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
Are you serious, mate? That's right. I find your time most disagreeable, Ether. You will kindly alter the map. No, we'll just go with one. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could, Edelthrad.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
The color drains from Edelthrad's face, which distorts his features further.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
Theodora's tone renders him silent.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
Almost sounds like he's trying to flirt. Edelthrad bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look.
So, why are you here?
Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves. Then she turns to you. There are questions I wish to have answered.
You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with Fon Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
One of. Does that mean there are more? There are other heirs?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
If you are satisfied with Edelthred, then what sense is then having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. You were granted the rank of Marshal of the Adeptus Arbites. That is more than just a title. It stands for decades of perilous service, dozens of verdicts handed down, and exemplary loyalty to the Imperium. Your knowledge of the law and the fear you are capable of instilling are a path toward maintaining order in the Protectorate. Furthermore, the sternness of our justice must be impressed not just upon the dynasty's subjects, but also upon the many competitors who covet our possessions. They too must be kept in line. Moreover, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in the service of the Fon Valancius dynasty, well, so much the better.
Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name Fon Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the Navigator gives the signal to initiate the Void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
The Vox affixed to Theodore's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noise. Theodore winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. Navigate. Translation. What are these things you speak of?
Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a void ship travels between the stars. Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Gellerfield, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead, sometimes in days or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we were able to build the Imperium. which spans millions of stars.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Theodora laughed nonchalantly.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
The grey-haired officer gives the Rogue Trader a look of cautious disapproval.
Now enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
Where is the ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of Rogue Trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
Maybe one day.
I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
Theodora grimaces, gives you a stern look, and shrugs. Okay. Fully highly confident. What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Easy enough. I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Theodora's voice awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the broadcast, then nods and draws his weapon. That's a lot of them.
I can handle this. For the Imperium!
No, foster who this is combat. Oh damn, that's good.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
I serve the ruined powers.
He's coming to avoid enemy attack. Yeah, fair enough. Nine. Alright. Oh. Beautiful.
Such is the will of King.
He's still like no damage.
To
That's
non-believers.
great.
Your blood will flow. Death to the weak.
Brace yourself, Abelard. My place is at the fort.
Weapon at the ready. To the glory of the Imperium.
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps.
Did not mean to go there, but okay.
way!
For now. That's gonna hurt!
Follow my lead!
Charge? Yes.
One fewer target!
Break their morale! I will not be deterred!
Head.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
Theodore waves her hand in a commanding gesture.
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
The Rogue Trader turns her eyes to you. She looks at the box in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Done. The massive metal structure never stops moving for a moment. Light bounces off the orbit and bounces off the orbits and figures representing celestial bodies. What? Christ.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Comrade Voigtman lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, hold yourself together.
Conrad pointedly looks away from the Arch-Militant to you.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
The Arch-Militant looks back at you. Mort pulls his box from his belt and hurriedly reports on the situation.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerian
Yeah, not
regarding
happy.
any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only Voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
A mutiny against the Emperor's anointed? Execute the traitors, every last one of them.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the Navigator's Sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck 18.
Blast it!
Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Theodore glances at you thoughtfully.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I should do everything in my power. No, I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Alright, Voidbeer, let's go.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
Voidbeer gives you a nod. Ashen Meltu, lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Explain. Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Oh, bastard! You stabbed me. I promise you a special destiny. It is time to fulfill it. Don't loot my fucking body.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest.
Sorry,
There's
guys,
an
didn't see
important
him.
mission to
Cool.
complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber.
I just need to
And
get
for
like
that,
average
I
like
need
3
him
views,
breathing.
like 4 streams
You
in
are
30
back
days.
with us, I see.
So you know.
Delightful.
Oh, so average 3 views. Void me, you two-faced scum. You are the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it? Inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostrophe? You sordid, wretched piece of grok shit.
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
Something, either your tone or the venomous words, throws Kunrad off for a moment, as hateful fury blazes from beneath the mask of a cold profession.
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valancius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Voigtvis hesitates for a second, and then produces a strange weapon. A blade without a handle that shimmers blue in the light. The blade flashes in the dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more slaughterous voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts. Replace them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. I will do as you require, but I will find a way to make you pay for you feel.
I doubt it, my dear. But that's enough talk. Fulfill your destiny.
In the gateway arch, you see a Koshiketa with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two amber-like irises. Sure, let's try and use tech. Oh yes. You carefully inspect the design of the gate Koshike. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some which are familiar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With a screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen in the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green-black background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voice that filled your head after Voigtvid wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, the source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. You were wounded by the corrupted weapon, which led to the warp entity invading your mind. Oh, fantastic. Place your hand attentively more. The sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, parching your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the Koshiketa flickers. Several long minutes pass, the sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you were beginning to feel sick. Perhaps you were to lean against the gate. You could catch your breath. Maybe you can close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the sentinel? The Koshiketa? Is it a fragment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well, there is still another way.
Alright, and here we go. Villains, yes.
Let the faith guide my path to
He
glory.
wanted to steal this? How the fuck would you steal that? Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow upon them the dynasty, the great places, to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversary, who walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the roads of thorns through pain and something. Oh, great.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
The silver skull's crackling gradually turns into comprehensible words. I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
In place of the mechanical screeching, the silver skull's vox projects the voice of Theodora von Valencius, distorted and writ with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Fine, I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The silver skull goes silent. It relays clicking second after second past it, and you realize that the silver skull will not answer you. Alright, well, that's bullshit. What mash is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Fine, leave me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the Warren Chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
That makes sense. We can do that. Get me the hell out of here. Ow.
Run, fools, or fall!
Fantastic.
Master, whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Seneschal Abelard Werison has lost some of his former polish. His forehead is sweating, and one of his sleeves on his coat is torn and soaked through with blood. Nonetheless, despite his heavy breathing, he stands firm and his gaze is demanding, albeit somewhat surprised. He surveys the carnage around him, his brow furrows, then he places a hand on his weapon. Conrad Voigtva is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
The general's eyes widen. That was a great line read. He is clearly serving the unholy gods of the war.
Serving the gods of the war? Kunrad is a heretic. Oh, Voigtva, you void rat. Madness. And this mutiny is likewise his doing, no doubt.
Abelard shakes his head. Yeah. We've openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
I will examine you critically. Yep. So, armor, body glove, a sub revolver, and a sword. Fantastic. Not what I wanted. I can equip medkit, but he can't.
I am at your service.
You heal me.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
That is not helpful.
But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
He pauses when the light flickers yet again. What's that has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman. Oh, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Geller field has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
What can we expect when we find the navigator's sanctum?
During warp transit, the sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterium. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Abla does not bat an eye as he lists all the horrors that you are about to face. I heard one of Theodore's podcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
Abla tilts his head and looks at you worried. I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort.
Ah, well.
The Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
Sorry, she didn't need help at the time. Anyway, Navigate Sanctum, very well. Very well. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
Good.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the Rogue Trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Ah, of course, our enemies. Alright, I do not want to be close. And Avalite, you can take that position. You. Oh my god, you suck. Good. Do not attack me.
Chaos guides me.
He hit his own men. Ah, it's beautiful work. Alright, and that should be good.
End is nigh.
Cool. Alright, charge. Yeah, I do.
Chaos guides me.
Oh, so close. Dude, stop killing your own men. That's not a good look for you. And woo, level, and we're looting. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. I don't need to know. Any loot down here? No.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Alright, let's level up. Actually, what does Avalon have? Remember stated for each stack of this effect, this creature suffers 15% more shock damage. Why? I'm gonna fix the audio slightly. Now, business sense. Yep, cool. Other appeals from negotiations. Responsibility to resist negative effects applied by some poisons. Ruse, corrosion. It represents a character's hands and means they appeal to intimidation and reach their desired goals via threats and pressure during dialogue. Yeah, absolutely on that one. And increases the legs. Don't need that, and we will give him a pistol. Navigate sync.
threshold of the blinded guide, doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Alan grumbles as he dusts himself off and grips his weapon again.
Sorry, old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abela, how they sing.
The woman bursts into guttural, drunken laughter.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
Abel looks her up and down.
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
I don't have to do that. Oh. The entity in your consciousness shrieks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud.
Idira nods, yet her gaze is directed somewhere away from you.
And you are von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officers frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officers' deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officers' deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
You hear a few clicks from the relays of the servo skull, which has followed you all the way here, and Theodora's scrambled words give way to a voice vaguely familiar to you.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
No.
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
Abela spits out a fluid curse. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
That is not
What?
great.
You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Yes, very much so.
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
How do you know who I am?
What? You think Lady Theodora didn't ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
As his words dredge up something dark and trailing from the depths of your memory. Your soul has been tainted by the influence of warp sorcery, and it seems you will never rid of it. You must see the navigator as well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Idira freezes. Then she slaps her cheeks, rubs her face, and looks at you. The supernatural glow is gone from her eyes, and a smirk spreads across her lips. Hell yeah, let's go. Anything down here? Yes, but not really. The door does not budge. Clots of vicious flesh have entangled the metal, sealing the door shut. Okay, that's not good. Let's... I am the master, you stand behind me. A fallen piece of debris that almost proved fatal to you. Without your prediction, you would have remained in the corridor forever. Alright, destroy this field. Don't keep our master waiting. Alright. Idira, if you please. Really, if I hit him, I get hit. Oh yeah, back hit those two. Ah, you didn't get him?
Unyielding might.
Not good.
Let the blood flow.
And feather it.
Let's make it quick.
I serve the ruinous powers!
Let's... Good. Blood, please. You don't want to increase the veil. Oh well. Not by much. Yeah, whatever.
The Emperor commands.
Oh, you dare parry? Right. And that almost does it.
Here we go.
Just hit us. That'd be the navigator. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark, gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes as well as the third one that sits in the center of its forehead. God, he looks horrid.
I believe Master Vespider still lives.
Best spiders, yeah.
Well, the servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Avila flinches at the sight of the stretched skin and the dark marks on the face of the creature. Give Avila a pointed look.
Master Vespider.
Avila clears his throat.
Your time is short.
The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eye. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. Our time is short to do what?
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward and then falls back onto the seat, then thrusts forward again as its bones crack and its skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild entities. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered remnant slowly turning crimson as the gill slits burst open, forming two hideous, screaming mouth-like pits. Oh. Pretty sure that just said something.
Ah! It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Idira shrieks in terror. Idira's screams echo by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator, succumbing to the proximus of corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
The navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and crackling. Then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze under his third eye has turned from a trickle into a stream mixed with a blood coming out of his nose, and there is purplish swelling around the eye.
Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
The words come out of the box as a laboured rattle. Address Avila. The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance... Oh, sorry. Here I said that. I don't know what I'm doing. The shadow gazes at the figure of the chair.
Vespidas, good luck. And thank you.
Idira reaches her hand out towards the navigator, but pulls it back at the last moment. The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids, and the box at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter. Alright, let's get the fuck out of the loot first. Where is that from?
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Officer's deck, let's go.
Ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
Best character ever.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these.
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hand, and for a brief moment, it seems she is not going to stop and would instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
The Shadowsword's voice seems to bring the warrior out of her battle trance.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
The young woman called Argenta lowers her weapon and scans your small party with an intense gaze. Then she sets her eyes on you. And then she sets her sights on you. Tobin on duty of Von Valence's Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. Ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Argenta gives you another stern appraisal. You catch something strange from the dark depths of her eyes, some internal struggle or a wordless question. In the end, however, she nods.
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelstrad the heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation. So I suggest we all do just that.
I am no traitor, sister. You can be sure of that. No, do not even think to insinuate that I am one of the traitors. I will not let such an affront slide.
That answer does you credit. Only the truly righteous would be so provoked by the accusation of heresy. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
What is a world the sororitas doing on board a Rogue Trader ship? Your orders serve the ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Abelard shoots her a quick glance.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
I'm fine with that answer. What is happening on the officer's deck?
Massacre, my lord. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about seeing their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lord, be on your guard.
Who are these people with you?
Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lord. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments when we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
That's not good to hear. We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
I love Agenda. She's so useful. The explosion blasts a hole through the door, large enough for a person to get through. Anything down here? The generators hum softly. When you draw close, the skin begins to tingle from static discharge. Yeah, that makes sense. Draw straight for your unwavering faith and find courage in fulfilling your final duty. Showing weakness for his enemies is heresy. The door will not move an inch. It is blocked. Now, I am not in combat yet, and I need to equip the new weapon. What was going to be better? How is this better? Oh, because there's one extra maximum damage. Okay. Magenta, please electrocute these fuckers. Magenta, I think. I meant Indira. Beautiful kill.
Will do.
Damn, not good. No, really want to pass. I'm gonna have to move. Yeah, that's not. Ow. This one just said miss. Why does she take damage? Why does it look like she takes damage? Can't dodge? There we are.
Victory is imminent. I took care of this one.
Alright, then you gotta move up.
Death to non-believers! Death to the weak!
Not much difference. Fuck. Alright. I need to get rid of you so they can move up.
Out of my way!
I'll do it.
No, shot.
chaos guides me.
Dude, we're just gonna stay there. Good shot.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Yeah, but he's the space.
Anything else?
When anything bad happens.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I mean, that was good.
I'll do it.
Ah, fudge. But I will. Die, bitch. Fuck. She actually done more damage in melee than I thought she would. Jensen is slightly injured. An exact replica of the Von Bliss's voice ship sits on the pedestal. Labels indicate the main components and decks of the vessel.
I need to look closer.
Cool.
Know your duty.
Tyson authors are printed in the gold of the spines of the book. The library contains works of true theology. Theology, law, codices, biographical sketches, and chronicles of the greatest military conflicts of the Chronos Defense and the Calyx Sanctuary. The coating sitting area is completely destroyed. Pieces of furniture and splinters are scattered everywhere, and dark stain covers the floor and upholstery.
The divine watches over us.
Open door. Go. Okay. Ow. Ooh, power's back. Cool. And before we go any further, Abelard, please heal. What else do we have? Demolitions don't actually do him too much. Shotgun. May give myself. And we're gonna set the game here because I know what comes shortly. Actually, I still got a fair bit to go before that happens. Ooh, and no choices need to be made. A complete level up.
Let the faith guide my path to glory. I have proven myself yet again.
Everyone's steel has blocked the path to the lift. You will have to look for another way to find Eldrad. Oh, multi key, nice. The benches and even the conchigate torn from its proper place are stacked in a rough semblance of a barricade. The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face a moment later. A hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-stinting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps, and then you see the figure walk out of the fire toward you. It is Theodora von Valencius.
Are you lost, my heir?
Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so, for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword, the other is raised in an inviting gesture.
An apparition. A sorceress apparition. Trickery of the warp.
And just it goes as still as a statue, then slowly raises her weapon.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
Fuck's sake, Abelard. Despite his commanding tone, Abelard does not sound too confident. He is staring at the Rogue Trader, and he notices a muscle in his cheek twitching. This is impossible.
I doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible. For your worldview is but an iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees. But I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you. That power over reality. I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Theodora watches you without blinking. Her snake-like gaze almost makes you forget about the fire searing you, leaving burns in your skin. Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer. And that answer can be nothing other than accept.
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people!
The survivors from the middle decks. We must help the crew, lead them out, find a way around.
Abla looks back at the coffee and confused people around you. Over the roaring flames, you hear distant sounds, frightened voices, screams, muffled and distorted, as if there were a body of water between you and them.
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel. What are we waiting for?
Idira breaks off and starts coughing violently. Her knees buckle and she looks like she's about to fall. We're walking to the foxfire. Let's go. Thousands of needles pierce your consciousness but are powerless to stop you. Okay, 15 dogmatic. You take a step forward and the illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crushes over you, and Theodore's voice fades into the firestorm. You hear the voice of your companions calling you from behind, and the screams of the weak dying in the inescapable blaze. There we are. Wow. The blinding inferno, the harrowing pyre, the all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. The blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world around you. Your eyes, caked in soot and burnt eyelashes, refuse to open. Freed from the flame, you take 2 more steps before collapsing to your knees. The rush of blood in your temples and the horrible pain all over your scorched body cloud your mind, before suddenly retreating as if driven away by some mighty will. A new strength spreads throughout your veins, and despite your wounds, your body is once more ready for trials and struggle. You open your eyes and see a glow with a warm light above you, before you. The Aquila, the sacred symbol of the Imperium. In the next moment, you were struck with another realization. The repulsive presence, the one that has plagued your mind since Voidbeard wounded you, is gone. The fire seems to have burned the entity away without a trace.
Master, can you hear me? Oh, you're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
A familiar voice cuts through the din and the pounding. Seneschal Abelard Werison is leaning over you, peering into your face with a look of worry. He notices your gaze and breathes a sigh of relief.
Praise the Emperor! We passed through the flames. How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
Argenta kneels next to you, and for the first time you see in her eyes radiant, pure, unclouded joy. Behind Argenta, you see Idira, flat, doubled over in a fit of nausea. The rest of the people who were following you have withered away in the fire that continues to rage mere 2 steps away from you. The Emperor protects Seneschal.
Indeed he does.
Welcome, Sweet Daisy.
Oh, if I hadn't seen it
Sweetie
myself,
Daisy.
I never would have believed.
Your tone renders Abelard motionless, then he quickly makes the holy sign of the Aquila himself.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
Idira wipes her mouth with wrath.
There was no Theodora, witch. There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But he perceived its true nature.
Argenta is staring straight ahead, then grows her arms over her chest with reverence.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What? We'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord's Captain standing there in the fire? Abela, you tell her.
Alas, shut up.
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, or holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remain. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
Agenta herself sounds proud, even further. I'm not entirely sure what that word means. Let's go. Even if you anticipate another wave of pain, it does not come. Your muscles feel strong, and your limbs obey you without fail. And yet, deep inside, somewhere next to your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension akin to that of a taut string. You are at your limit. But be it adrenaline or the strength of your faith, it will not carry you much further. Hello, Thrad, you're here.
Did my eyes deceive me? I could swear that I just witnessed you step out of a pillar of fire with the rest following in your wake.
Adolfred von Valencia stares at you without trying to hide his astonishment and trepidation. I hurry to the joy forces with you and the others. It is time to push the heretics back.
Indeed it is. Your wounds.
Adolfred makes a sign of the Aquila and gives you another look, this time one of concern. Oh, thanks for stopping, sweet Daisy. Ooh, pass. Adolfred does not seem to have changed since you first met, but only at first glance. His face has taken on a strange hue. The skin at his temples appears scaled, and his voice now has uncanny screeching quality. These are not traces of fatigue and stress. The psychic body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the war. You're not in the best shape yourself, Adolfred.
Noticed the signs of my blessing, have you? Yes. The warp is taking its toll. But I'm still sane and able to hold my weapon. I'll fight for the Von Valancius bloodline to the end. And if the price is the eternal curse of mutation, so be it.
Nice work, Adolfred. Keep that up. My faith will keep me upright with a weapon in my hand. That's all that matters.
Pray, forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the faith of he who has passed the trial by fire.
Adolfred holds up his hands in a placating gesture.
I have gathered everyone who answered the Vox call and was able to hold a weapon. Yet I do not see the Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We are still receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw Lady Theodora on the observation platform. When did you and she part ways?
It was at this very elevator, Master Edelthrad. The Lord Captain, accompanied by the Arch-Militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import. After that, all we heard from her were Vox broadcasts.
This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I am still receiving fragmentary reports from the bridge. Kunrad Voigtveer was spotted there, and even what scant intelligence on his activities I have reminds me of descriptions of sorcerous rituals. If that traitor has resorted to witchcraft, we must stop him at once.
Right, I shall go to Theodore's chambers.
A reasonable approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid. Once you have found the Lord Captain, you must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defenders' hearts with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be.
That will do.
Until next we meet, may the Emperor bless your deeds. I shall see you on the field of battle.
Adolfred salutes you with his weapon and turns to his rescue.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Oh, I can't actually get down there. Okay. That's good. So there's the door they want me to take, but there is stuff up here I wish to look at. I thought it'd be more, actually. Come on, game. Part of the update came in today, so it's got a few bugs. This clearly does not serve as a state. The generator's machines are crude wall paneling, indicate that it is a maintenance module room, rather than an area for receiving guests. I think it's more like a secret way to get to her chambers. That's 3 logic. Okay. Actually, who in that party has the highest stake? Alright, alright. Who has the most logic? Alright, Clash, you'll nail this, but take you some logic. Armor, Abelard. Ooh, play. Ooh, mine. Full Captain's Chambers. I'll be right back.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Do not like the purple and Laura everywhere. I feel like I put miss that color. So there's the Archmilitant, Mort, and oh shit, there's Theodora. Well, fuck. What's back here? With that fragment, hang on the wall, on a trophy board. Light smooth surface of the object dotted with dark spots and crumbling holes. Alright. So look more. Because the magnet follower. This hammer grants its rare immunity to enemy critical hits for the first 3 rounds of combat. Fantastic. Hey, Pavel. Hey. Okay, fair enough. About organ with ivory keys, yellowed with long service. Theodora von Vlenc's body is spawned, viewed on the large, blood-drenched desk. The Archmilitant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
Sister of Battle surveys the scene, her gaze lingering on the Archmilitant's body.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Idira's heart-rending scream shakes the walls. She collapses to her knees, her body shuddering as she weeps.
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
Abelard's stunned, takes a few steps forward and leans heavy on the edge of the desk. His eyes are locked on Theodora's body. I doubt it. Voidspheres wish humiliation and suffering upon Theodora, not a swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last.
Possibly.
How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Archmilitant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Idira sobs and gets up. He glances around, looking lost. Examine the art militant's body. An auto-pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around his blood, brain matter, and shards of the skull. The safety of the art militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. The Rogue Trader's life was ended by an auto-pistol shot. An extraordinary accurate one at that. Theodore's face bears an expression of surprise. The last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye. A heap of blood splattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. It is difficult to say what exactly was broken. The objects fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent, rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. Inspect the papers. The reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC. A seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. And sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodora von Valencia, signed it with the seal of one of the holy orders of the Emperor's Inquisition. The secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunt heretics, xenos, and other enemies of humanity.
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Idira scoops up a handful of shards and clenches them in her fist with such strength that blood starts dripping on the floor.
Tainted witchcraft.
You cannot tell if the gentle remark is directed at the glass shards or Idira herself. She said that with malice.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in the warp.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira,
let
it go.
You can't bring her back. Let her go.
Abel lays a hand on her shoulder.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
How is she so... Yes, so much about Theodora. Why though? I'm gonna give her a knack. Also, I am in again. Why?
Let me help.
With you at my side, victory is within our grasp.
Ooh, Andy. Never mind. Cool, let's go. Again, we'll save. Right, not good. Actually, we'll change the place around. Armor chassis carrying a incoming damage. Light immediate armor types are both well few at the moment. Right, okay. Go here. Boom.
One fewer target.
Constant ally action. I can't keep my question. It takes +6 stacks on the death sentence effect on an enemy. Each stat increases the enemy's chance to be critically hit by 1%. It reduces the perception and willpower by 2. Whenever a target under this effect suffers damage from an attack, it suffers +1 stack of death sentence. Plus until the start of the avatar's next turn. Okay. Release. You bastard. Brace. Remove him, please. You encounter enemies with various abilities. An icon next to an enemy portrait indicates that they are under the influence of some kind of effect. Okay. What is the... A sword is heavily damaged, is damage hit and chance wounds are greatly reduced. Alright. Each stack of this effect increases shock. Each stack increases alright. Let Johnson, then the system the sword gains what?
As the Emperor commands,
go again.
I act. Eradicate.
Not really what are we doing. That was abysmal. Boom. Charge.
I will do my
impact. Or endure, sorry. I have the shotgun. 3 to 7, 3 to 5, 2 to 4. No. Remove the winded condition. Okay. Remove the winded.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
55. 55. Cool. First weakness. On. Fuck. Miss. Beautiful work. What is that? It's less than 35. Fantastic. Oh, never level up. Full AP. Oh, that's that part. Nice. Now we actually get proper talent. What? So many choices. I mean, that's good. Whenever the officer uses an ability of an ally, the ally gains a bonus to possession. Yeah, no. Attacks first time rally. 4 temporary hit points. It's not bad. It's pretty good. The officer's resolve is increased by +3. When an ally is affected by an officer's ability or talent, they grant temporary wounds. The ally armor is increased by 4. The only way you combine that with this, I suppose. That's not bad. Not great either. Leaders assault. Starts a turn, including extra adjustment to the officer. No. See, that was actually pretty good. No, on that one. It will not die. Actually, I shouldn't need. Shouldn't not die. Not yet, anyway. Oh, we'll increase the range. No, Avalon. Yep, that one's really good. When an enemy attacks the warrior, the word next attack. When I attack against the enemy deals an additional +5 damage. Does not that. That was pretty good. We'll keep that one. More wounds for him is very helpful. You see, you have all this stuff, but I'm more curious about the psycho powers. Advice and guidance. That's good. Don't need her necessarily damage, but she can buff her allies. That's good. What with an expert? No. Armor? I don't think so. I think rapid reload. Because the idea is that she does like area attacks. Oh. Current visions of product which is pass or fail. No, we succeeded.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
You are here. But where is the Lord Captain?
And that's why it looks somewhat harrowed by what is still in one piece. But it's still in one piece. He glances at you, then over your shoulder, clearly armed. Theodore von Blintz is dead. I found her and the Archmilitant in her study.
God Emperor preserve us. The Rogue Trader is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain. And the house its head.
Emperor's eyes widen.
No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the Warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
Azrael shudders and grabs his shoulder as you watch the sleeve of his jacket burst open and two bone growths pierce through the fabric.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
I forbid you the very thought of yielding. Only by resigning to your fate will you truly suffer defeat.
Words worthy of a righteous soul.
Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of the warp if he gets some help from the bridge.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
Azrael stares at you, and his eyes harden with cold resolve once more. You can see Conrad Wojcik clearly in the gloom of the bridge. A broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a purslin glimmer to them.
We are out of time.
Adalthred bites his knob, definitely thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Adalthred's eyes, and they begin to turn a sickly yellow.
No. To die altogether is to allow the flame of the dynasty to perish in the dark. No. It will not be like this. Not today. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell.
Adalthred lowers his head, and he sighs and locks eyes with you. His gaze cold, hauntingly, prophetically.
Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches toward his death.
What? Theodora is dead?
No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
Whoever stares at you in seemingly genuine bewilderment.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
I feel like that should have been obvious to Adalthred. He doesn't have enough damage to reach it. Okay. Let's move my guy out the way a bit.
Rejoice in service.
Leave him alone. We'll take these guys out.
Doubt is for the weak. But of course.
Let's take him out. Damn it. Fuck, he can get her. There.
Death to non-believers! Death to the weak!
Need to keep this fucker busy. I have a better chance of hitting these guys. That's right. Should have taken him out. We are going to do that. You and you are backing up. That's fine. Cool. He's fine.
Out of my way!
Actions will speak louder than words.
Alright, hold on. That was impressive.
Strike is a prayer.
Yeah, that's fine. Boom. Oh, wait. Ah. He's got actually high on and high goal. Of his next turn. Alright, so we want to hold off then. That's fine.
It will be done.
You've got this, Abelard.
I will not be deterred.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
God damn.
High momentum.
Cool. Now he's dead. And we exploit with. Momentum
At your beck and
just swing away.
Indeed. Grey hair, sure hair. And so shall it be done.
Load. God, that's like no damage. Alright, we are going to back up slightly. Fuck. He's so dead.
Cover me!
Well done, hero. Right, Magenta. Alright, Avalon, take him out. Avalon? I said take him out. Pretty cool that. Execute. That's a little longer than it should have. Blade Shard. Medal of Heroism. And Gloves of Endurance. Ah.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
A noble deed. Let the crew offer prayers for the hero who renounced his impure life in the name of humanity.
It is a shame. The ship could use a prayer or two right now, but it's too early for a funeral. Our repairmen are already at hard work. Work fixing the damaged compound. Whatever. Master Helmsman.
Rivor, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal. Living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
The white-haired man with sickly pale skin salutes you. We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the war. The worst thing to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing. One of the survivors buckling under the stress. Avila cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
Avila pauses for a few seconds before turning to you. He directs your attention upward to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. Alright, I'm ready, let's go. Let's get the fuck out of the warp. Exactly. Avila introduced me. He's a fucking amazing guy. Although, I haven't got to that point just yet. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes. We all love him. We all love our prop man. As if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false Rogue Trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other a vessel of ancient evil pours into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the war.
Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? It matters not. Your footfalls are an echo of the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith are my mockery.
The vision lowers his head, his harrowing gaze boring into you. For but a moment, something changes in Theodore's expression. It almost looks like a shadow of fear. That's why, yeah. I will resist the temptation of the warp once. Whatever you are, you will not cloud my mind with a new illusion.
Resisting the inevitable means only that realization and submission will bring greater torment. There is no power that can hinder the flows of fate.
Theodore hisses almost painfully, as if wounded by your words.
His violent vow to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
No, this is not my first time. I did a full playthrough before any DLCs came in. And I've been meaning to do another full playthrough since the first one. Just haven't got around to it. And then I think the first I got was when Lex Imperialis came out, and I got to like the main planet of that DLC, and went, cool, and got stuck. Oh, absolutely! I love this game. I can't wait for Dark Heresy to come out. Your head begins to spin, and vicious drops sliver down your cheeks. You blink, and you are no longer looking at Theodora. It is a traitor of void fear, just as fluid and imperial as the previous apparition. The same terrifying voice seethes from his lips.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
If I had the money, I would have subscribed. I helped contribute to Dark Heresy, and I would have loved to have played the beta, or the alpha that we had. Either way, I would have loved to have played it. The image is scattered by invisible sorceress winds, and you see Idira. Her eyes aglow with the same sinister flame.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of a future yet unknown passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. The images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the loyal seneschal of the dynasty.
Seneschal? The Navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
Oh, thank you, Thirsty. Thank you. I came with that name ages ago for like a D&D character, and when I'm sticking to it. This is now one of my favorite names ever. Ravel turns around and looks up at you. He hesitates for a few moments, then addresses Abelard, who is standing next to you.
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
You're just jealous, Thirsty. Abelard nods absent-mindedly.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
Ravel does not look away. He is giving you a hard stare, his white brows furrowed.
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty.
Not necessarily D&D. I play more Pathfinder, but it's just easier to say in D&D because more people know what that is. It takes time for Abelard to respond. You watch as he grits his teeth, unable to bring himself to say anything. Finally, he adjusts his blood-stained coat, straightens, and begins to speak.
By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision.
After weighing out the first wave of shocked cries, Abelard glances at you and continues.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live.
Abelard stops short and glares furiously at the confused officers.
The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The Seneschal turns to you. He looks at least half a decade older.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained. For the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. To hang the ancestral banners once again and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius and humanity.
I would watch a whole show in that simple yet detailed animation style. Deep shadows or weariness can be seen on Abelard's face. Though the old officer's eyes are keen, they rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, the lordship. Oh, along with the voice acting for a good while. The voice acting is so good in this game. You had us worried for a few hours there. Abelard offers a thin smile. But after witnessing you fearlessly rush into the fray on deck, the only thing that surprises me is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was all over. Such fortitude is most admirable in a Lord Captain. I'll say I'm still somewhat new to the Warhammer universe, both 40k and fantasy. I haven't even looked at Age of Sigmar really. I've been a fan of Alcat since since they made Kingmaker, which to my understanding was the first game they made. But I just never got around to finishing Kingmaker. I finished the part with the Stag Lord, yeah, and then just never got in the process of finishing the rest of it. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy, while others go unfulfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. How did we come to lose so many officers? Yeah, it wasn't. It's a decent game. Got a bit to be decided though, sadly. Wrath of the Righteous, I believe, was the second game they made. Still Pathfinder. Is a lot better. It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers, Abelard Grimaces. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voigtnir? Abelard grits his teeth. No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him and other mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors. But frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I'm afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought. Oh, I'll have to have a good look on that. I have 610 hours. What's on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings. But this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort. Even so, as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in, so prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, Your Lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they, in turn, will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. I am ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. Yeah, I got a lot. Where just Abelard relays the order to communicate at the far end of the Nif's chamber. I have completed one playthrough and have started about 6. This is probably my 7th start of the playthrough. I don't know. You start one. You try a different like class and whatnot. You go, not really feeling it, or that's not too bad. Let's try something else. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you. The expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers! You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Kelvin Deolin von Valencius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you will introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your Lordship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigus Suri, Otar of the Ptoleman line, our new Voxmaster. It is an honor to serve your Lordship. The Voxmaster offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communication between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravel, the master helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or pirate trap. The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large scarlet circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hard white into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hail, Lord Captain. This here shit's as good as home to me, but rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factorian Janice Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers his obscure smile and bows. It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have the 3 officers in charge with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard. The Infernus Master, whose crew is worked to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. And lastly, the Dry Master, servant of the Museion. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Dry Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the tech priest mechatendrites. Thank you, Abla. Greetings to all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall man bows his head in deference. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. A preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. Results has been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factorium. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. Abla remarks in a low voice pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. Rise, Master, I wish to hear from you now. A voice distorted by the Vox translator emerges from under Tech Priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foe set upon the noble warship destroyed the respiratories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Museion. But its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer Prime, overseer and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board, fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of it. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement as soon as possible. I see. Thank you. The tech priest bows her head. High Factorium, what have you to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given to the tech priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confirmed. The scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also include trained professionals. We will be able to make up the losses on the nearest planet, Reichard Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system in fact, belongs to the Winter-scale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. No, negotiations at this level are a matter of the Rogue Trader. Especially true, given Calico's Winter-scale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later. And the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets, rumbles Abelard, frowning. Master Helmsman, deliver your status. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, outlook is bleak. The ship sailed, more or less, but without an engineer prime and navigator, who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what will happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject. When we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count on all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navy's Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located and navigated in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck. A true blessing from the God Emperor. If I were you, I'll grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go around and around the system till our heads are swimming. As long as the Prometheum supplies last, and if any thick-ass rock shit lowlights come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out. So don't you worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? The Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look. No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire when I'm told. But just ask anyone. We've got no able crew, Lord Captain. Master Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what? Comes the officer's hostile and bitter reply. It is as if a dam has burst inside and all his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The ship is in ruins. Every second officer is dead. And now we've got a Green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to the void knows where. Silence. The bridge magnifies magnificent glass pans seem to tremble under the voice of Avalar's roar. Enforce, seize the mutineer. Just fucking deck him in the face. Avalar grants. If only our one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all, your lordship. I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master Ordnance? The 4 Master Ordnance, I should say, besides find a replacement, that is. But we already have one lined up. Fuck it, execute him. Get him out of my face. Consider it done. Take him away. Would have been great if you just executed him right there and there. The brittle laughter of the Master Ordnance reverberates around the bridge as he is led to his fate. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new engineer prime and navigator. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trial. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. The High Factor bows, forcing his way into the conversation. I am compelled to draw your attention to another problem. It is on a lesser scale than anything previously mentioned, but it is nonetheless significant. Our most ancient Aerotech, I don't know where I got reason from, the sacred implantation throne damaged during the riot is at risk of destruction. I dare not take up any more of your valuable time, so please, it's well, attend the sector Banica, where the Dry Master will tell you of the tragedy. Now, what can you tell you about the system we currently find ourselves? I see to the Vox Master on this point. Mistress Tolman. We are in the Rykard star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in the system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have preceded confounding results. The Nevis Noble Station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid of the system in Rykard Minoris itself. It is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is also not very encouraging. But without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Nevis Noble Station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you for your reports. Dismiss. The assembled officers, salute you as you want. Salute your lordship. There is one other thing, a confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora. Avalok hesitates. Your eternally esteemed predecessor brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering what has the authority to commission a road trader to do anything. I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, and the chief architect of his will in the Coroner's Expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodore's desk. It was signed XC. Are you referring to the contents of that note, I presume? Yes, quite right. XC, Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrich von Calix, an interrogator. You understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, and we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the bonus system. Finding him without any more information than Golan will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Nevis Noble or the governor on the Rykard Minoris, may know something. That is all of it, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is mere test of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valencia's protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as he's trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement. Idira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Idira. The Psyche is suffering some ailment or dark man. She insisted on seeing the Rogue Trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have the time, Rogue Trader. Idira's glazed eyes roll over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. I'll bring the wish to heal. Alas, cease your buffoonery immediately and report the reason for your intrusion. Damn it, Idira presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is. No matter how hard I try, a single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn. And it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mr. Glass? No, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of any of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it. All right? Lord Cavan, if you want me to take a close look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. The psychic's bitten lips stretched into a weary smile. If there's nothing else to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. And there we are finished. The prologue and all that talking. My god, that's a long brief. And I think I will end the stream there. I'll probably be back in a couple of days, as it is the weekend and I have a life. Alright, bye bye.